Hi everyone. Today we are planting potatoes and I'm going to try and use this old farm tool that I found. But first, let me show you how and when I decide to plant potatoes. So my rule of thumb is I usually get my potatoes in the ground around Good Friday. And this year it was too cold and too wet to put them in the ground. So now, you know, it's like April 12th. So I think they need to go in the garden. I have a lot of potatoes, seed potatoes, so I don't know. I think my whole garden plan is gonna have to be rethought because I don't know how this is gonna end up. But we're gonna get them all in and see how many we come up with. So let's get this done. Okay, step one for planting potatoes is I moved all the loose mulch aside. There's still mulch in there, see? But I just kind of moved it all aside so I wouldn't have to be digging through sticks. So that is all set to go. Here are the potatoes I am growing this year. Kennebec Whites, Yukon Golds, these are from last year. German Butterball, Fingerling, and Red Norland with a, that looks like a Yukon Gold. So these are from last year. These are from last year. And the rest of them are all new. So that's what I'm growing this year. So my foot happens to be almost exactly 12 inches long. So I'm just gonna go through here. And space these potatoes. So that's how I'm gonna space them all the way down.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the
Well,
sun
I'm out of room.
on my skin.
That's all I have left. And I've only planted 3 varieties. This happens every year. I think what I'm gonna do is plant some Red Norlands here because they grow the most potatoes. You get your highest yields out of the Red Norlands. And I even doubled down. I put a center row in here. So, yeah. So I'm gonna grab some Red Norlands and put them in the end there. And then I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do with the rest of these. All right, so for those of you who saw my short, I found this old garden tool in the shed or the barn. And in doing my research, it's a potato planter, so you don't have to bend over. In doing my research, the thing was designed in the late 1800s, so we're gonna practice. So you put this down here and you step on it all the way into the ground. And then you don't really put your foot on this. I mean, you can. And then you open this up and you drop the potato in there, which you know you're gonna hit this every time. So you actually have to bend over to put the potato in it. Then you pull it out, close up the hole.
On my skin.
It just seems very clumsy.
Beginning to thaw from within.
That deep. Which, I mean, it's fine. Now, how do I get this up without having a potato in there? And then you have to fill up the hole again. I think I'll do it my way. So let's go with plan B. So last fall, I may or may not have driven the tractor over this. And it really compacted the soil. That's how I'm going to do all of these potatoes. Okay, one thing I forgot is I'm going to put some of this in there. It doesn't matter the brand, just so the middle number is higher, because that's for root crops. And I'm just going to take a tablespoon and throw it in there. Slow release fertilizer. I've got that one deep. So I'll put that in each of the holes. So if you don't have one of these drills, this one's really heavy. I have a smaller one. This is my favorite planting tool. Just a regular old bulb planter. You know, what are these, $5? I don't know how much they are anymore because mine's really old. So again, this is my favorite planting tool in the garden. I use it for everything. All right, let's keep going. One thing I forgot to say for you newer gardeners out there is there's like a top and a bottom to a potato. Like down here is the bottom. There's no really any eyes on there. And then there's a top. So when I put this in here, I'll put it in so the top is facing up like that. And that's it. So, and if you're cutting potatoes, which I don't think I have any here, but say this potato is cut, you know, you could, like some of these big ones, I had ants on me already. Like some of these big fingerlings, you could cut them here and get two potato plants out of this. And then you just let them heal for a day or two. It usually only takes a day. And then you could put the cut side down. And that way, like this one I'll plant this way. Even though it's long like that, I'll plant it that way. So you want the roots. Here's another good one. That one will be planted like that. Okay, I only have that much more to go. And then all of these. So that is going to be it for today. Got all those potatoes in the ground. Tim helped me out later on with that tool and we tag teamed it and got it all done. Next week I think we're going to have to redo the garden plan because I didn't expect to have a row and then some of potatoes. But you know, a garden plan is just a suggestion. So we're going to have to do that. And what else we got? Onions are ready to go in the ground. I think I'm going to wait a couple weeks for those. So yeah, we got a lot going on pretty soon here in the garden. So do you have a rule of thumb for when you put your potatoes in the ground? Like I said, mine is around Good Friday every year. And the rule is as soon as you can work the ground, you can put the potatoes in. I like to have the ground around 50 degrees. So that's when I usually put my potatoes in the ground. Let me know if you've got a special time that you always wait for to put yours in the ground, and let us know down in the comments below. All right, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.